All right. We got music. We got the chat. We got stuff. All right. Hopefully it's not too overwhelming, the audio. Or else please do tell. Maybe I can lower the beaty like that. Probably like that. I think this should be fine. Hopefully it's fine. Or else please do tell. Anywho, I can start and I will say welcome to the stream. My name's Demelix, gosh, sorry. You can tell it's been a couple of days. My name's Demelix, but please also call me Noodle because I'm usually around to doodle, but not today. I usually have Art Mondays, but I've been away for a couple of days, and why, you wonder? For those who don't know, or for those who probably knew, I was away to Närcon summer this year in Sweden, a yearly convention here that usually held in July every year. And it was an amazing, fun experience as per usual. But this year it was actually a bit different than the usual other years, how things been handled and been doing, which is kind of fun. Still some issues with some stuff, but we'll get into that. But don't worry about it. What I can start with for today is that I'm gonna go through the days, day by day, just like I did with Dokumi. And I'm gonna, of course, at the end, near close to the stream, you guys will get to see my Närcon haul. Yay! Oh god, like I already miss Närcon. Like whenever you leave a convention, you will always have that little feeling, that you're satisfied, but you also have that little feeling of, you're missing something. Like, oh man, I really miss this feeling, the little cozy fun feeling going on. Because Närcon is, after all, a thing that's been a yearly thing we go to. It is filled always with fun experiences, fun memories to make, and all that, for us at least. So, like I said, the one thing I can go into when it comes to details about this year's Närcon was that it was the first con since, I think, like, let's think, what year could it be? Gonna sound like I'm ancient here. No, but I think it was like last time being basically just two people was 2012 when I went to Närcon for the second time. And hello, Quaig, welcome. I'm just about to start hitting up some details about Närcon here. Like I said, so it was 2012. It was the last time I was just two people and not, the usual friend gang that we usually be in a big squad. This was the first con in many years then, per se, where it was just me and my partner. It felt quite odd, actually. Thing is, my friend sadly couldn't attend this year, but we look forward to the next year. So it's gonna be like there's always another year. It's just that man, because this year, guys, there was a lot going on. There was a lot of new things going on, and there was a lot of new changes that happened as well, which made it a little bit extra special this year. So yeah, that was like whoa, and we're gonna get into those details as well. And I'm gonna try to do a little thing where I, of course, try to show some of the pictures while I talk about Närcon, because it's also fun with some pictures while chatting about it, not just looking at me wobbling on the screen, perhaps. But I can start with saying that on what day is it? We're on last week, the 25th of July, Thursday, was the day for Närcon beginning. And the thing is, we always go by car in the mornings to the con. And so we went up early at like roughly 8, 9 somewhere. And we drove off to my partner's family to leave our dog in their care while we were away for the convention. And I can just give a short spoiler about that. It went fine. It went really fine. So I was very happy. She behaved while we were gone, so I was very glad for that. But after we had left her, it was sayonara, little city. We're going to Närcon. So 3 hours drive up to the city where it is held at Linköping. On the way, we took a little stop though at the usual place, which in Gränna. Gränna is in Sweden is quite famous for their polka dots and shit, you know. Yeah, I know. I should have taught her how to like destroy furniture, bark at everything, the usual weird skitterish behavior. But yeah, so it went. We took a little detour off to a place. Like the fun fact though, with this little stop before the con, is barely like an hour's ride left until you reach the university where the con is held. But it's always like a nice stop because that's also like the hype spot in a way, because it's like, oh cool, then like it's not much left until you go to the con or you come home, you know. It's a great midpoint for everything. So we stopped there, bought some handmade polka dots and whatnot, you know, the delicious candy that's handmade there. Can't be any better quality from those guys. But we drove to Närcon and we were finally there. The only usual thing this year was that, well, we came to this place and we were gonna check the usual parking areas. Only thing this year was that it was smashed. Like, it was packed, guys. Like, packed sardines. Like, we knew about 3 usual parking areas where we usually parked past years. But this year it was just crowded. And we're like, what's going on? It haven't been this packed before. And I can say like this, like past years it's always been, you know, all the tickets has been sold out for the convention. But it has never been that packed at the parking spaces like that. So it was quite new and unusual. So we had to park at another area as parking space further away. But it wasn't too bad. It was still quite close to one of the gates. But it was so funny because as we drove there, my fiance commented like, "Oh yeah, looks like we get the loser parking." I was like, "No, what do you mean loser parking? It's not that far. We're no losers." It's like, gee, we're gonna walk 5 minutes extra. So it was just like, at least the good thing was that they had a lot of parking spaces there. But as soon as we had parked at this area, they started to fill up quite fast. So yeah, we don't know why or what happened. It seems like just more people has decided to take the cars, because a lot of them usually take the trains or the buses. But this year, I guess many more people decided like, yeah, we want cars. So it's like, yeah, I get it, fair, because we saw a lot of cosplayers and a lot of them do their extra final touches and so on at the parking space. So it's fair that they want to be close up, you know, and not sweat in their arm or whatnot from walking from the hotel to the con or something like that. But yeah, exactly. So I'm just gonna do a little thing here. I'm gonna swim backward and I'm gonna jump over to the little area for you guys where we can start peeking on the stuff. So I'm bringing up the first picture for you guys. So this was the south gate. As you can see, we are in queue currently then on this picture, and we were queuing to get our tickets. Thing is, this queue was actually way longer before we got there. And this is also another thing that surprised us for this year, is that the queues were taking forever this year. For some reason. We didn't know why. We had speculations that, maybe something happened with, like, you know, with the internet or connections to the little beepers for the tickets, the scanners, the QR codes, you know, to get your festival ticket. So we stood in the queue in the first time in forever for like 40 minutes. And just to give a comparison, past years, I don't think it's been since 2015, suddenly there was a queue. Usually when we comes in like 1 p.m., there's like barely 2-3 people in the queue, and you just get your ticket and walk in. But this year, there were a long ass queue on all the gates for some reason. But we figured out why as we got closer. And then you can think about, if you look at this picture right here, like roughly when we were basically at the front, where you could hear the staff, the volunteers that works at this convention. They usually have a bunch of volunteers. One of the girls suddenly walked out a little, turned around to her squad of people, and be like, okay guys, we need to get something done. I think the people who has the sleeping tickets and festival tickets should be in a queue over here, and they also just need to get the ticket to the festival can queue over here. And I was like, oh my god, this explains so much. They put us all in the same queue. They haven't done that since 2014. They changed that 2015, which made the queue go faster. But for some reason this year, every entrance had the same, they all shared the same brain cell, guys, where they put everyone in the same queue, which made it go infinitely way longer to get inside. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? It was so unfortunate. I was like, come on. And we had all been standing in like blazing sunshine for like 40 minutes, which made it, hell. We were all sweating, and you get a little tired and thirsty for water, Just like, oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, so they suddenly split up the queue. Suddenly things moved a little bit faster. We got our tickets, and 1, 2, 3, we got inside. Woohoo! So this was just part of just an edge of the con here when we walked in. And one thing, as you can see here, there's tents outside here. This is something that haven't been done before. So they had a bunch of artist alleys, like people outside the usual artist house, where people, maybe I should give a context. People who sell, vendors, artist alley people, they can apply and get tables inside the so-called key house. But there was a lot of those people who was private sellers, vendors, artist alley vendors, who were outside this year. They had their tents split and shared together, where they sold their stuff outdoor as well. Which surprised us, because we were like, oh, there's more artists. There's more vendor this year. What the fudge? So we were, like I said, we were happily surprised, because there's so many cool artists out there who doesn't get a table at Närcon, because unfortunately they go with the first come, first serve ticket system, which is weird because a bunch of other cons here in Sweden goes with applications, and they also have very set and firm rules that if you are coming there to be an artist who sells merchandise, you may not even leave your table. And I think it's fair. Like, in my opinion, I think it's fair, because when I went to Dokumi, all the artists was there holding a table. They had signed a special contract for those who was, approved to sell at Dokumi, that if they're going to be at Dokumi, they need to be attending to the table. Of course, they could go for a pee break, but, it was not allowed, like, oh, yeah, leave a note on the table, like, oh, I'm going to cosplay, I will be back tomorrow 5 p.m. It's like, no, that's not okay. Because that's an issue that, unfortunately, Närcon has with some people. Like, it's fine to be a hobby artist. I am a hobby artist. I don't always go and do commissions as in that same amount like I used to. But for example, if you're gonna go to a convention and sell merchandise, it's important to be there and actually use the table, because I think it's such again, this is just my opinion about it. I think it is not so fair or kind to other vendors who didn't get in. And you might just take the table one day to actually sit and sell for 4 hours. Then you put that little note on the table like, oh, I'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. It's like, but then the con is almost over again. Like, what? Come on. Because unfortunately, I did see a couple of people who did that thing where I had seen them for just a few hours. And then they put a note on the table, covering it up, and be like, "Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow again." It's like, you barely been here, girl. Dude, I didn't even get a chance to see your stuff. I will even get into a detail about that later on regarding one of the vendors I went to at the convention. Yeah, let's see. So we went on and we continued to walk up. And then we also found this sign, which made me happily surprised because, as you can see, there are some of the guests who was having concerts here. But one that stood out for me, you can probably see which one. It was a VTuber live concert. Kurumaya Illusion, and I do watch them, and I think they have a very pretty voice. I love their model because it's purple. No, but they're also very, very cute to model. I really like the design a lot and the details, and they're fun to watch. I have them on from time to time while I do some doodling or just chilling. They're a very sweet person to look at. And they had a live concert, and I was very excited for it. Of course, these guys were also cool, but for me, it was mostly Kurumaya I was hyped for, okay? I was mostly hyped for Kurumaya. You're saying my honest thoughts here. And then we went on, and there's more along the way, more festival tents with more like exhibitors. Like vendors are more the artist vendors were the smaller artists, hobby artists and such. Vendors, we had more of those like companies selling. Like there were some plushie companies here with Pokemon and other stuff. Oh, and also this one, like, Quack, we found you. Me and my partner, we sadly laughed a little because this was so funny. These Jesus, like I think this was like Närcon Sommar's plushie virus for the year. The geeses, they were all over. I saw like so many people carry around these geeses. It's like, what the hell? And then we had the strap by the neck, the feet, and it's like, whoa. They were very, very, very fluffy and cuddly. Yeah, I bet you would. Of course, you would do that. And it's fair. I didn't see a point in getting one for myself, though, because, it's not for me. And then we had some of another Sakura garden. I think this was, no, Zen garden, sorry. Zen garden is another area at the convention, out like inside the convention, but outdoors, where they also have like the juice bar down there. They had the little open stage. As we were walking down the road, there was actually a girl who was having a cosplay anime intro performance. Is that idol anime? I don't know it exactly, but it was she was basically singing, like lip syncing to the anime intro of that anime at least. And yeah, also they have like a freaking bouncy tower here for the kiddos. One small for the very small ones, and one a little bigger. Oh yeah. And and then we continued on, and then we saw another like cosplay guests. One of them that I know was here as well. I think I have it on another picture somewhere. It's gonna come up, but there were some cosplayers who came here, and they also had like some what's it called again? Oh, what's the word? What's the word? They were having lectures. That's what it's called. They had lectures. Like you could see here, Yuguro on Thursday, she had some a lecture about videos with your smartphone. Making good videos with your smartphone, tips and tricks how to make it look, a little extra. And then we had the Eva foam textures, and then we also had just the people who was like judges. For example, Twin here. They were judged at Nordic Cosplay Championship, who took part at the Närcon this year, as they always do. Yeah, no, it was not a meet and greet. There were a couple of meet and greets. I'm gonna get into that. I know there was someone, which was also unfortunate that this year my friend was not here. There was a meet and greet and also Q&A with Erika Karlacher. And for those who don't know, Erika Karlacher, did I say your name correct? I'm gonna check here. Harlacher. Sorry, I said Carlacher. Erica Harlacher. Sorry. Erica Harlacher is an American voice actress, and she has done voices, for example, for Demon Slayer, Genshin Impact, Persona 5, and many, many more. But specifically, what made her extra special, this voice actress, is that she did the English voice for Venti from Genshin Impact, which is my friend's favorite character in the game. So I was like, oh no! ah! So I was like, come on! I'm sure she's gonna come back another year, but it was just like, oh, for all the years my friend don't attend, this guy, they appear. I did see them. I didn't get a chance to talk with them or anything though, because we had a schedule we were following and did other stuff. So it's like, yeah. Oh, and then I found I was kinda close to buy a Lapras plushie. I'm gonna admit I was kinda close to buy a Lapras plushie, but I held myself because I have a lot of plushies. I have so many plushies. That's like, contain yourself. And also, it was still just the very beginning of the con, so you were not sure what else you were gonna find at the con yet. So let's see here. I'm also just gonna bring up my note to keep track of my little steps here. Oh, and then we went further up, and they had done this like Hollywood sign of Närcon, as you can see here. Like, oh my god, Hollywood style. And at night, they had lit them up with like purple and blue lights and everything as well. So it was kind of fun and cool. Because Närcon, they usually put out these like statues and figurines over the convention. Basically, they're giving you a couple of areas for like a decor, which you can pose and take pictures with. We actually did that one year when my fiance was pretending to pull the master sword on the rock. But he did it like in a very dramatic thing, and we also recorded a video where he was trying to pull it, but fail and then walked away sad. Just very funny. Let's see here. And the next picture is more of the con area. We went further up here from the Närcon sign. There was a bunch of stuff here as well on the side. There's like a couple of the usual street food cars here. They had churros, donuts, and also some street food and like the barbecue grill. And here we came to the main area outside the C and A house. On the left and right, there's a bunch of food trucks and everything. And the one thing we realized was also that way further up here, like far up here somewhere, sadly I don't have a picture of that, there was even more food trucks. They had so much more food trucks. And like I said, what we realized also was that the Artist Alley had a lot of more artists this year. Oh, damn it, I kind of skipped that story here. If we just gonna rewind, like I said, we started down at the Artist Alley house. And I can say that since we started down there, I did go and decide that we would first go into the Artist Alley and say hi to one of my old roommates, because she always managed to get the table there for the yearly sailing, which is awesome because she does everything herself, handmade scrunchies, brooches, and everything. Like, it's very cute and very pretty things. So I had, of course, to run in there and say hi to my buddy. And of course buy a little merch from her. I bought a new scrunchie from her. I'm also gonna show her stuff later. Oh, and I also had to go and say hi to one of the other artists inside Artist Alley, which was Fifal. Now, what made it extra to say hi to Fifal, which is one of my favorite artists as well, is that I saw her at Dokomi. And we spoke a little during one of my breaks, and also outside the break, because she also came to our table with afternoon fika. So she remembered me when I came to her and spoke, and it was so fun. We bonded a little, spoke about how Dokumi was, and then I bought some stuff for her as well, because one friend of ours also wanted merch from her. So Oh wait, that was later. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna just hands down another spoiler. I bought shit ton of her as well. So But yeah, we spoke some, and I was like, "Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go on now because I promised to meet my friends Lamb and Lynx, aka the Afternoon Girls. Yay, let's go." Oh, but as we went up, now this tent here, another incredible thing. I saw these guys at Dokumi. They've never attended Närcon before. And as we come up closer to Sea House, I turn my head a little, flinches, stand, like I stop on the road. I turn my head and I look up like, what? These guys were at Dokumi and they sell these fish cakes. Yeah, we said the same, like, oh, they heard my wish and they follow me to Närcon. Because one of the things was that this is the place I bought those taiyaki fish cakes for my friends, because these guys have vegan, they are vegan friendly, you know? And my friends are vegan. So they make them out of soy batch and everything, but it's so delicious. The only thing that isn't vegan is, of course, you know, if you want Nutella or caramel sauce on them. But they had a red bean paste, which is vegan friendly. So my friends can eat these. So I just went right off the bat. I just threw myself at this place. I was like, "Oh my god, you were at the Dokumi?" They're like, "Oh yeah, we were there." I'm like, "Me too, me too." And I spoke a little with them as we bought our fish cakes, one for me and my partner, and then two extra to give my friends as we walked to the Sea House, the main building, to give them their fish cakes, because I wanted to give my friends a treat when I went to say hi to them, because they are the best. They deserve it. We're hardworking gallios. And what was also extra special, I'm gonna get into it later, because this tent, I'm gonna tell you guys, we're coming back to the bingo. Yeah, but I went to the sea house with the fish cakes. My friends screamed in excitement, and I cheered in the joy seeing them. And I ran around into the stall and hugged them and gave their fish cakes. And we spoke a little and was super excited. And I told a little about the queue issue, which then Lynx told me, because she's really down into getting some back behind the doors details about the cons, which is cool because you get a little tea on that. And one of the things she told me, like I mentioned before, the guys that works at the con are usually volunteers who gets, you know, they get the full entrance to the con and sleep spaces and everything in trade of working. And of course, they get some basic information how to do things, but they don't really get full instructions into handling things. It's quite like they wing it. They basically wing the stuff they do. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna send them an email how they can do things and improve things, because I have ideas. Of course, you are the best too, Quag. Don't worry about it. You're of course my best friend too. Don't worry about it. One can actually have more than one best friend. Hello? But yeah. So we went continued on into the sea house. Like I said, hands down, guys, I didn't take too many pictures this year because I just tried to enjoy myself more at the cons and not take too many pictures all over the place, because yeah, take it, you know, enjoy the moment. But I took a couple of pictures of things that stood out for me. And let's see here. Well, this didn't really stand out. It's just a bunch of pictures of these are a bunch of figurines in one of the figurines room. The only thing is that this is sold by a company that I think people have said sells a bit bootleg version. So I'm not really. I never bought from them. It's always fun to go into there and see, like, oh, cool, these statues exist. Gonna take a note on that, and you just go and buy it from an official site who has an official stamp of collaboration with Good Smile Company, you know, because I have a store. I bought from them one time before, and it was stamped with the Good Smile Company collab stamp on their website, and they also exist on Good Smile Company's official website as official collaborators. So it's always good to, you know, keep track of that if you actually want an official figurine. But you said the best. Yes, I said they are the best. You're also the best. Don't worry about it. Now eat your bread and listen on to the tales, okay? Gonna be fine. Let's see, and the next picture. Oh, yeah, like I said, we were a while in the little statue figurine room. Saw a couple of Monster Hunter statues here, like the Odogorong, the big ass pickle. He kind of melts in with the figurine behind him. Like, Monster Hunter statue would have been cool to have, but they are so huge. I don't really have the space to have such a huge figure at home. Yeah, I know, you little fudger. You always mess with your friends. Hello. One is used to it by now. Yeah, like I said, Monster Hunter is one of those really cool figures, but it's like one of those that is, well, I would need more space at home. I know, like, okay, hands down, I know how I would be able to make more space. It just needs that I need to sacrifice a bunch of other stuff that I have up in the apartment right now. But to be fair, it wouldn't really hurt by moving them around and upgraded decorations at home after all. I wish. Maybe I should just hammer out the wall and take over their neighbor's room. Would have been quite something. Now let's see. The next picture we found. Oh, we found a little cute axolotl plushie. They were cute. They were squishy. I squeezed on it a couple of times, like, oh my god, look at this. But the little leg on it was bent up, like it didn't go down. So I was like, is this a stitching issue? A bit funny. Some plushies you can find that people sell has sometimes, some stitching issues. But I think it's a bit charming sometimes, depending on how it looks, of course. Then we also found like some other weird things like these guys, like we looked at these little cutter boards like, what the fudge? Like a Myers, always fresh butcher shop. Like not just for cocaine. I was like, what? And then the whole like every snack you make, every meal you bake, every bite you take, I'll be watching you. Like so funny. There were a couple of fun boards there. We didn't buy one sadly, but it's like what would we use with that? We already have a great cut board at home, so it's like, don't really need this one to be honest. Fair, I try to take into consideration, like, do you really need that? Yes, no, of course not. Oh, and now to the next thing. This was a new thing. Look at this. So this has never been at the convention before, which were gacha machines. And fun enough, not only was it the official stores also had the gacha machines, like official stores, then exhibitors. As like I said, the Saka store, they were new. They had some gacha machines, but I also saw some people down at Artist Alley even had their own gacha machines where they also had like, oh, pay and we will twist and you get a a little surprise mystery figurine or something. So that was like, oh, cool. I wanted a Kirby one, hands down, but I also again I held my can and was like, no, I won't, because what did it take? One token was 100 Swedish crowns, basically 10 euro. If we go that math, And I was like, 10 euro for a tiny ass figure. I don't know. I mean, but Kirby, my boy. Kirby, my boy. But yeah, I had to hold myself, okay? I had to give up on that, sadly. And then we went. Also, this was kind of cool. So there was also a big exhibition inside the main building, and there was a guy who had done all these figures out of papercraft of Pokemon and League of Legends. And I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Let's see. Patrick.papercraft. Crafter. Patrick.papercrafter. They have Instagram and Facebook. So if one wants to look up their stuff, you can find them. And like I said, this was just amazing. Like I thought it was cool. Oh, they even had Digimon and Snoopy. Like I said, they had done this all by themselves, handcrafted stuff in paper, and Final Fantasy, some kid show, and like in a Zelda. Yeah, like they had done all this in paper. This was just like an exhibition where they showed off their stuff. But I was like, oh my god, how did they get the stuff to the con without smashing all these things? Imagine having to take them in, like, oh, don't break them, don't bend the paper, we. God, I would have been so stressed out. Okay, now there's gonna be a spam on a booth here. I'm sorry for this picture spam on this table because I went to FIFAL. FIFAL is one of my main favorite artists, hands down. I love their stuff. I love their crafts. I've been following them for many years. Ooh, also a spoiler. This fox print here, I was thinking about getting it, but of course, my stupid brain didn't get it on day one, and it was sold out already on day two. So shame on me. But I know it's gonna return eventually. So it's like, then I will just snag it then, I guess. So they sold a bunch of prints. And they also had new ones with gold foil, and you can guess what I got. And they had some fun stickers and pins. Yeah, he did origami packing. Of course he did. Origami. So yeah, so I bought a bunch like really cool things here, and one of the stuff I also had to do was like uh, I was taking a bunch of pictures for a friend of ours because she wanted merch from FIFA as well. They also like the stuff. But I had to like send pictures and be like, okay, they have these things. And eventually she did ring in a couple of, whoa! Oh, thank you, Lincolnton. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the pond. Thank you, thank you. Oh, what? Yo, Saranya! Hello, girl. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the raid. That you're my first raider. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Quack, for also calling her. Thank you, thank you. How you doing, Saranya? I hope you had a fun and amazing stream. Welcome, raiders. My name is Demalix, but feel free to also call me Noodle because I'm usually around to doodle. Welcome. Ah, you're yippee. Ah, I get it. Then you deserve to take a good rest and chill. Ah, I see. You woke up early. Oh, damn. Well, that's really nice of you and very kind to your watcher to wake up early to do an early stream for them people. Oh, like Quack in here with a gift sub to Saranya. Thank you, Quack. Gosh, what a generous bunch of people here. And hello, Ace. Hello, hello. Long time no see, dude. God, I'm like, whoa. Oh, thank you for the watch, Dipsy Tea Lover. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the pond. Gosh. Damn, so much happening in like a couple of seconds here. I'm all good here. I'm just in the middle of telling about my Närcon summer experience. I'm just in the middle of telling some stories about stuff I've been doing here. So it's like at the very day one, basically. Right in the middle of telling that these things I'm showing right now, I bought for a friend. Well, she sent me money to go and buy this merch for her because she also likes FIFA's art, just like I do. Whoa. Thank you, Plankton, for the gift sub. What? That's so generous. Thank you so kindly. Enjoy the sub, DC. A bunch of generous cuties in here. What the fudge? Oh, yeah, gosh. And I'm doing fine, like that, Ace, and I hope you do really good as well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope all of you guys take care of yourself. Which reminds me, I need to drink something. Hold on. Mm, there you go. Oh my god, okay. I don't know. Where was I? Oh yeah. Like I said, I bought some merch here for my friend. who had sent me some money because here in Sweden we have an app. Oh my. Quack! My God, thank you for the subs! The 5 get subs! Thank you, thank you! You have a big heart for that. Thank you for gifting. You're just throwing your treasures all over the place. Thank you so kindly. That's super appreciated. So kind, so kind. Like I said, okay. Where was I? I just lost myself. Okay, sorry. So, like I said, I was gonna say I bought this for my friend after she sent me cash because in Sweden, oh my God. Thank you, Plankton, with the 5 subs. What? What's going on? Thank you. Gosh, I need to like. You're throwing treasures here as well. Holy moly! Everyone has a big treasure chest. What the fudge? I also want a big treasure chest. What the fudge? I can tell you guys that after this con, my treasure chest is on fire. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna try to move on with the story here. Thank you. Oh my God. Okay. So, like I said, my friend sent me cash over with an app here we have in Sweden named Swish. So you can send over money on this instant, which makes it very convenient if you wanna help somebody out or just like, hey, can you buy this for me? And you're like, sure, you send this and I will fix it. So she did that, and I bought these prints and stickers for hers. And I also got a little freebie sticker with the purchase. This skull person here. Eh, this guy. Like I said, I really love FIFA stuff here. It's good. And and then on the next one, we went outside to the artist alley. What the? Thank you for the pearls. What? Damn. And so thank you. What? Jesus. Thank you so much, Quack and Marlene. That's so cute of you guys. Thank you. Oh, gosh, for a moment I thought my chat was broken, but I realized you can you can up but you can power up your emotes. Thank you so kindly. What? So cute of you. Thank you. Oh gosh, like that my brain. Sorry. Okay. But yeah, we went to the outside tent and I saw my favorite girl from Donju Meshi and my partner's favorite boy. Yeah, like I said, I got surprised too here, Ace. Like I thought my chat was broken. Oh, it was so funny. But it's a power up, like a new thing Twitch did, that where you could just like upgrade your emote and just explode it out in the chat. But yeah, this artist had really cute things. I took a picture of their vent table. Oh, it was the first time. Nice. I appreciate and feel honored for the first time of the power up emote. Thank you. Let's see, Bellhawks. They are Finnish, so it's they had very cute things. But like I said, these two stood out for us, and so we got these ones because they cute and favorite and best boy and girl. So let's see. Yeah, let's see. Oh, don't worry about the plankton. It's no worry. Like I can tell you this, I'm nearsighted, so sometimes when I read a chat, I'm a bit. It's no stress. Oh, next picture here. As we had gone through the little stalls again, we went back to the sea house because let's see. I'm gonna open my note here to remind myself where I am right now. Uh, we have been talking about that, and then we went back to go to the sea house again because we wanted to eat some food. And then I saw the Närcon sign again. I was like, you know what? We're gonna bring out a familiar face. And as you can see, it's the child. For the familiar people here about this Patella art What I was gonna say, artist. Well, they are an artist in one way. They do some streaming content. They are an artist of stream content, you know. And I just brought out the little chat because it's like, yay, I'm gonna take a picture. Let's go. And I even posted on Twitter as I remember. So let's see. But we went further back to the Sea House and we watched, like, I came across this Funko store. It's like, holy moly, there's so many Funkos that exist, honestly. Oh, hello, Wendigo. Thank you so kindly for wishing that. Thank you. And I hope you have a nice day. I hope you all have a nice day. I'm having a good time. And whoa, you got all to the high train 3. Damn. Switch really are a goal for sure. It's very helpful and convenient. But yeah. Oh, and the fun thing was that as we had been inside this Funko store, I walked outside and I saw someone started to smile at me really big. I was like, in a millisecond, I realized it was an old friend of mine. I see them every year, except for last year. Last year, there was the first time we had not seen each other because we've been going to the same con since 2011. We've seen each other every year except for the COVID year when they was closed. And then I saw them this year, and I was like, "Oh my god, hey!" I'm so this guy like is an old friend, and like we don't really hang, but whenever we see each other, we're always on really good, just a good level. When we talk with each other, it's like, "How you been doing?" Like, "Yeah, work is good." Like, "How's your partner? How's she doing?" And the fun fact was that such a weird convenience that they were also without their squad this year. Uh, which was so random because like, oh, we're without our squad too this year, and they're like, oh, we're also without our squad this year. And because of that, since usually when you're in a group, you all usually make some big plans, so you're running around a lot. But because we didn't really have to tend to something in that moment, we stood and chatted for a much longer time than we used to, which was fun. It's like it was fun chatting with them a little, and we dropped some old like nostalgic memories, and we spoke. So it was really fun to see them. I saw them again on second day as they were like cosplaying the 1800 cowboy looks. It was like the tea party thing that they do a cosplay of. It's actually quite a big thing. They had this like 1800 picnic and Western cosplaying community. So that was like something they were part of apparently. So I was like, oh, cool. And I told them that, yeah, in my city they have the little they have like a yearly little picnic where they go and do that stuff. They're like, oh, I should check it out. Like, yeah, do that. So yeah. And then we move on that, oh, we went into this like one hands down, well, hands down, I don't know why it's so a thing that is at the convention, I'd never gone in there because I never saw a reason before, but this year I had a reason because there's always tattoo artists that tend to the convention, Närcon. They have their little area where it's like a bunch of tattooists comes every year, and they do these one of those like small ideas. Some of them are just Google stock images. Some of them are original. And one of the artists who was there, which made a reason for us to go and say hi, was our tattooist. He was there at his first Närcon and be one of the table artists, tattooists. So, of course, we had to go and say hi to him because he did not only my first tattoo, but he also did my partner's first tattoo. And it was so funny because as we went there and looked on the tables, what the models they had up to grabs, I could turn a little on my head, and I saw that they suddenly had this giant smile on them, and they excused the client on the table who was being tattooed, and ran up to the side of the table and started looking up and down on us because they were inspecting and be like, "Oh my god, it's you guys!" Because they recognized immediately the tattoos. They were like, "Yeah, it's us, hello!" And he was like greeted us, and then he went back to tattooing his client while we chatted a little with them. So it was really fun, and we also chatted with his friend who had the same table with them next to them. So it was just really funny. So, like I said, we just went there to say hi. So I only looked. But the one thing that was fun here, and that's why I took a picture, as you can see, is because they took on my ideas where I said, oh yeah, Okami is a cool theme, because they had asked on Instagram, like on social media, to people like, oh, what ideas would be cool to see on the table. And I just written like, oh, Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Okami, and they had skissed up a couple of ideas. And then I saw they had done like, oh, Okami, so I took a picture like, oh, look at it, it's so cool, and the little ring. The fun is they had more of those rings from Elden and Dark Souls on the table before they open, but people had to apparently been very fast to grab them. So it's like, well, that's cool. That's pretty cool. And then we went on and we saw some more gacha machines again with some other themes here, as you can see, like Attack on Titan, these Hello Kitty boys, yos. Hatsune Miku gang here. And Blue Lock. I totally know what that is. Oh god. And then we also took a little turn around and looked on the Japanese snacks that they bring in. There was a bunch of snacks all over, mochi, Kit Kat with those like matcha flavors and everything. They had some Mario. They also had a bunch of figures as well. They had some like squeeze drinks. Like, it's kind of like whenever I see these, I can't help but think about baby food, because we have baby food in these exact packings. So it just makes my brain, go a little burn. Like my brain still burns a little, because I'm like, I know this is actually a drink that you can drink, but for some reason I just keep thinking baby food. Oh, and then we also went through. Oh, I didn't take a picture on the table, but this place, Bard and Jester, focus on steampunk, fantasy, medieval, and post-apocalyptic stuff. So if you have interest into those kind of things, I recommend them, honestly. My partner actually bought a pair of glasses from them, which was really cool, because it's like looking at a mirror kind of glasses, but he can see through them, but you can't see where he is looking. So it's like, whoa. Really good reflective. And oh, here comes a thing. My partner actually got a tattoo at the convention. And let's see. You could get the code for what? What? I think it can be good if you check before you post, LinkedIn, because what's the code for, And also keep it kindly to the topics, thank you. Just a little heads up, keep it to the topics and don't just post random codes. Do appreciate if you just check beforehand. What's that? Oh, right. Tattoo. Ah, I see. Still good to check just in case, because that looked a little cryptic for me. What was I? Oh, right. My partner got a tattoo. So he actually got a tattoo. And these are in runes. I'm not gonna spoil what it is. Just say that it has a big meaning to him. And then we go on to the most important. As I said earlier in the stream today, there was this stall that was named Bingo. And Bingo, as I saw at Tokomi, they were having this ice cream that was a yam ice cream. I really wanted to try it, but unfortunately we didn't have time to go back to that Bingo in the city, because in the city they had this ice cream being served, but at Dokumi themselves they only had a fish cake serving. And then I came to Närcon and I see they not only have the fish cakes, but they even served the ice cream. And I went ballistic. I went incredible. I went feral. I ran up there like, oh my god, they had the ice cream. And it was, very hot this evening. And I just turned to my partner like, ice cream. And he's like, Okay, let's go. I'm like, yeah. So we bought that ice cream. Yeah, it's like a. They named it yam, purple yum, but it's purple yam. So I was very happy, and it was. It was like eating a dream, guys. It was tasty. It was so sweet and nice. Like, ah, I had many of them. Like I say, they were perfect to cool down with. So, I mean, yes, yeah, like it was delicious. And of course, you're gonna try something new, you know. Okay. I'm just gonna quickly close this display picture down because I'm gonna close this window down and open a new one because I'm not gonna spoil the haul just yet. And then we open again. Like I said, we were on. Well, after we had bought the ice cream, we went back to hotel, and we just decided to, chillax and have a. Oh, before we went back to the hotel as well, I also went past Gamer Bulk. To give you a little idea about that, Gamer Bulk is a reseller of gamer subs. Like they have a collab with gamer subs where they buy in stock and sell it. The same with G Fuel, Wraith, and many more. My favorite is gamer subs after all. And if you type in the chat ! Gamer Bulk, you can get my code Demolix and get a 10% off on your buys on Gamer Bulk with my code to get a sweet deal on that purchase. And I actually bought 2 flavors from them. I refilled my blowhole blast, and I also bought a new one which was lean. I was hoping for them to bring some other flavors, which no, they have on their website. Unfortunately, I understood that they were kind of limited on the space because they had an outdoor tent. So you do what you can with the space. So yeah. So yeah, like I said, so we did that before we went on the day 2, and this is where yeah, okay, when you say that, yes, I tried to. I ran up to them like, oh, I want to buy this, and yeah, sure. And now you also get 2 spins on the wheel because they had this wheel thing that if you buy something, they will spin a wheel for you for 2 rewards. I didn't get on the first spin, but on the second one, it was about to land on the tube. But the guy, because I had just before asked, like, hey, I'm an ambassador at your program. Can I get the 10% off? Hey, they're like, it doesn't work like that. Haha. Like, And then we saw that it was about to stand up on a tube, like, well, a shaker, an empty shaker. And he just looked on the wheel, grabbed the wheel aggressively, and just flipped it over to 10% off. He's like, oh, you got your Gamer Bulk ambassador code. So I was like, yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see, but yeah. So that was day 1. And for day 2, I see Ace has called out some plushies already. Yeah, this was a couple of mugs here. And some plushies, as you can see here. A bunch of them. And the cups. All the beautiful couples. Cups I also try to avoid a little because I have too many at home. I drink too much. In the right tea way. And the next one, it's again a bit of a picture spam because my friend, yeah, like it's hard to contain yourself when you're at a convention because you want to buy everything. It's like, oh my gosh. Also, god damn it, I need to learn to scroll on my little document here. Before we went to the con, I experienced a very funny thing at the hotel, which was that as I stood in the queue to get some bread at the breakfast, there was a guy in front of me. He was like frustratingly trying to cut a bread piece, and he was grumping like, "Oh, come on! It doesn't work!" And I was like, "What is he doing? Why can't he cut bread?" And then I just leaned over to look what he did, and I saw the issue. He held the knife in the one hand. The other hand is where he held the bread, right? But for some reason, he held a plate at the same time with the same hand. So he didn't get any, he couldn't firmly hold the bread and hold it down properly because he held a plate. So he was like sideways holding a plate with a bread right down, trying to cut it sideways. So it was like kind of hanging up in the air, like time to time. I was like, "What are you doing?" Like, just put the freaking plate down and hold the bread. Like, what? It's like, oh god, oh dear. And I just stood there in silence, watching this guy continuously do this thing for like a couple of minutes or two until he was so furious that he took like a towel, grabbed the edge of the bread, and just ripped it apart. I was like, no, why don't you do it? Why did you do it? So it was just like, why? So I had to ask I had to look in the basket for another bread piece because it's like it was destroyed. He had just destroyed his bread dump, and it's like, ay, ay, ay. I'm just gonna go for this one instead. But yeah, like I said, day 2, we get to the con. I took the pictures on some plushies and mugs. And then we went to one person who, this is a fun story about this vendor. Super cute, adorable person. The issue was that they were not there all the days. They were only here for day 2 and 3, which was funny because on the first day, my friend told me that they are there. And I ran around the entire convention trying to find them on day 1. And I didn't see them at all. So I asked my friend, like, are you sure she's here? It's like, yeah, it says on their Insta. So I log on to Instagram, I search up this person, and on their bio and even on their post, it says specifically they're not coming in until the 26th of July. So I had been going for an entire day trying to look for this vendor who didn't exist. She was not there until the day 2. So I have been running around for merch that was non-existent until the day after. It was a little exhausting to know that, but it was like, okay, it's gonna solve out. Gosh. Yeah, no worry, Plink. Like, just keep topic. I understand what you wanted to mean, but like I said, I got confused. But yeah, so here they are. This was a person who focused on duck merch. They are very cute. They were named Melkan. They have an Etsy and an official website. And as I was there, like she was supposed to open at 10, I think it was, but she was unfortunately late. So she came running with her party like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, oh, no stress. I'm just checking out your merch meanwhile because a friend wants to buy and I want to buy. They're like, oh, I'm sorry. And I said like, I just told them because they said sorry so many times while I stood there and looked at their merch. I was like, no, gosh, take your time. It's no stress about it. And they put up this stuff, and they, like you said, they had bumper stickers, they had small stickers, sticker sheets, they had scrunchies. They were about to put up the pins and keychains as well. And they also had like a bunch of coasters. I did buy one. I bought the one that's named Tears of My Players. Because that one is funny. Very cute. So I took a couple of pictures here for my friend because, like I said, oh, here they put up the keychains. And the second one, I was like, oh my god, look at them keychains. There are couple and friend keychains here, as you can see. I love them all. And as I stood there, we spoke a little as well, me and the vendor. And they were super cute, like I said. And we were, like hands down, just vibing down with the chat that, nerdy stuff are so much more funnier. Like, it's so much more fun with these nerdy random ideas because it's fun. Like, and they also had bookmarks. And then I took a bit more picture because my friend asked one more, and I was like, they also have this. So yeah, but like you saw here, perhaps on the picture as well with the stall. They had such a tiny table. You might see that it's quite squeezed. Like, it's not big. It's not big. And you had like this little pocket of a hole to talk with them through. I felt so sorry for her and her partner. And you had to like bend in like, hello, I want to buy merch. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And as I stood there talking with her before I was doing the little shopping, they told me that they only had table for day 2 and 3. And I was like, oh, how come? Well, apparently there was this person who had like this vendor system. Unfortunately, the system had crashed when she booked her table, so she lost her table. But there was a person who announced like, oh yeah, I just want to use the first day. And then we got back to that topic, only using the first day, and then they just want to leave the table empty, which is not fine, in my opinion, when there's people who want to come and sell. But good ending to the story was that Melkan then found them and was like, oh, can I take the table, the 2 last days? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. It's like, oh my gosh, as he got the table at 8 after all. I'm so happy for that because they had very fine, very nice merch, and it's like really cool. And then I also found some Nintendo merch, of course. And, we all know about the elephant transformation. And after we had done again some roundabout looking for merch, because the thing is, when you look at merch, both the vendors and exhibitors, you always need to run an extra time because there's always things you miss sometimes, And after that, we did go to the main stage because there was a cosplay intermediate thing going on the second day. Unfortunately, when I was going to the queue, like to the gate to enter, a guard, pulled up this mega, like a horn, and was like, yeah, no backpacks or bags near the main stage. Please leave them at the wardrobe area. And I was like, fudge, I have a backpack. Fortunately, I had my old roommate in Artist Alley, so I just had to run across to that building. And I asked her kindly, can you please hold my backpack while we go to the main stage, please? And she's like, yeah, of course. I have a bunch of room under the table. Like, thank you. So I had to ditch my backpack to her, and then I had to go to the main stage with my partner so we could go and watch the cosplay intermediate. I did record a little of it. Like, this was the main stage. So this is the stage. A bunch of people had already swarmed in the very front. Then you also had the screens, which was just playing some Närcon commercial looking videos, to say. But it's like this giant parking space. It was way larger than it looks on my video, but yeah. And then we went on that they started to show some of the cosplayers. And the very special thing with the cosplay intermediate show is that the people who stand up here for the show, like the cosplay participation, they take and compete for a spot for Nordic Cosplay Championship 2025 as a competitor. So this was like quite a big game for those people. And you can see they had their little names here. So you could find a cosplayer, and they had the cosplay broadcasted here on the side, which character and where they are from. League of Legends, big favorite of mine. Let's see, and then we had, I unfortunately missed the person beforehand, but we had some Miku here, Chantarella, Vocaloid. And let's see. Then it goes on. Oh, it was also a bit awkward. There was this one moment during cosplay intermediate that there was a sudden technical difficulty, an issue where the screens went black and the music stopped. And the person walked out doing a little twirl and is walking around in silence. And people, like, you could hear the crowd being confused, as in it went this like weird, awkward silence confusion. Like, huh? Was this supposed to be something? And the person who, like, one of the, what they call not the narrator, what's it called? The host of the show, the cosplay performance, no, the cosplay intermediate show. They were like trying to save it by starting to beatbox a song in the fucking microphone when this girl went on the stage, and there was no like picture or anything telling about the cosplay. They tried to save it with music. I was like, oh my god, I would go through the ground if something like that happened to me. It was so sad. I was like, no, at least they tried to save it a little, but it's like, We didn't get their name. We didn't get who they were cosplaying. Like, oh my gosh. It was so unfortunate. So, yeah. Technical difficulties has unfortunately been kinda of a theme at Närcon. Unfortunately. So, yeah, we were just like continuously looking at this thing and the cool cosplayers. Gosh, with such great pictures I got here. Wow. Thank you, Plankton, for giving a sub. Thank you. That's so kind of you. Thank you so kindly for the sub gifting. Very appreciated. Let's see. Oh, and also this one was great. It was a Leona cosplayer. I saw them after the show as well, and it was such great details on the armor and everything. And then I saw someone who did Falin Danye Meshi. Very cute. Oh, and then we ended with also buying some donuts after. This was really funny though, as we went to go and buy donuts, because I was like, I want to try the donut stall, because we've seen it for many years, and I see people buy all the time, but I'm wondering how good are they. So we went to the donut stall to go and buy donuts. To get a little snack on the day, a sweet snack. And it was so funny because as we went up to the stall for donuts, I could see on the churros and the barbecue stalls that there are adults behind the counter. Oh, well, hello there. Thank you, my dear. I see my fiance peeked into the chat and he even saw. That's cute of you. Thank you, love. Mwah. Well, what I was gonna say is that we went to the donut stall, and as we went up, we get this like pitch squeaky voice, like, "Hi, what can we get for you guys?" So it's like this 13-year-old boy, and it was so fun. Yeah, like hands down, they at least tried to save it. But yeah, in the donut stall, there was a 12, 13-year-old boy handling the donut sales. I just looked at him like, wait, what? But he was so innocent and cute. I was like, yeah, beep your cards, please, and then I will pick out your donuts. And my partner, he beeped the card on the card reader, and it was so funny because as it did a beeping noise, my fiance commented like, yeah, I love it when it beeps, haha, you paid. And the guy innocently be like, yeah, I like it too because that means money went through. And we're like, I was just like, I just want to pinch your chubby little cheeks. So funny. Like, we were like, you poor like little boy. But like, he did a solid job, this guy. Like, damn, he did good job serving us with the donuts. He was fast in his job, and he really knew well what he was doing. And I was like, well, that's cool that you're helping your family. Like, yeah, it's fun. And then he gave us our box, and he's like, have a nice day. And we're like, you too. And then as we walk away, it's like, next, please. It's like, little boy, you're working at the donut stall. Poor boy is like, get me out of here. I think he had a fun time because I'm sure he got to run away and also do fun stuff, even though he's helping his parents out. So, or else I would demand them to give him a long vacation next Närcon. Yeah, he's indeed Pog, my fiance. Oh god, yeah. And then we went again to the artist alley after the donuts and stuff as well. And I met an artist, Mats. They're calling her Mats, and I saw her stall early on the day, and there was something that something ticked my brain that something feels familiar. And then I realized that this was a person that I actually watched their art of. I was watching their art, and so like, oh, it's you. And but thank you again, Plankton, for another gifted sub. Holy moly! The treasure chest keeps popping. Thank you. What kind of you? Thank you. another little jelly down to the pond for us. But yeah. So I spoke with this artist and I was like, yeah, I think I follow you on my main page. And I showed her my main site. And it was so funny because she reacted like, oh my God, it's you. It's like, oh, you know about me? Whoa. Like, that's a thing that I never experienced really. That when I greet myself and it's like, oh, I do art and these are my accounts. Like, oh, cool. But they actually gave a reaction like, oh, it's you. It's like, yeah, it's me. You know about me? I'm sorry that you do. But yeah, so it was really fun. And then we went back after we had a little chat with them. I wished them good luck because it was the first Närcon where they were selling their merch as well. So it's like, oh, cool, good luck, good luck. And then we went on. And I again went back to Fifel's table, and she's like, "Oh, you just can't have enough of me, huh?" I'm like, "No, I'm soul girl." And I bought a bunch of merch again, and then we also bonded more. And it was so funny because my fiance, he just told her hands down, like, "Yeah, she basically took over the apartment here." I was like, "I'm sorry." She just laughed because my fiance is very kind. He's giving me a lot of space here to decorate and do. It's so nerdy here. I'm sorry. It's so much nerd stuff around the apartment and the edgy stuff and all the stuff. It's just my stuff. I'm sorry. He had this collection of things in the living room, and I was like, I want to have that shelf. He's like, sure. Oh God, it was just so funny. We laughed and we talked, and well, then we went on with the day, and like I said, we had a schedule where we did a couple of things. We looked on a couple of performances and shows here and there that was outside. But one of the things that I did later on the second day, if you might recall, I did tell you that our tattooist, he was at the Roll at the Con, and well, I also got a tattoo. So I actually did my first spontaneous tattoo, but they were hands down. First of all, it was Okami. It was a theme that was like that game is hands down one of my top favorite titles among many. Like that's a game I can hands down play so many times over. Then second, it was my tattooist. So he's like he was after all one who did my first tattoo. I trusted them. They have a style and the colors and everything that I like. Yeah, I got one. I got one. And what else? Yeah, like I said, it was my favorite, and it was a perfect size on the tattoo. I knew exactly where I could slap it, so I have it. So I just told my tattooist too, like, it's so funny that I gave this suggestion and you sketch it up, and my intention was not to get the tattoo at the con. But after I saw how it looked, and it was stuck in my brain for the first day as we wandered the convention, because it was on day one I booked this tattoo for the second day to be made. Because while my fiance did his tattoo, I decided to just tell my tattooist like, okay, dude, I'm gonna grab this one. Like, do you have a time tomorrow at 3? And it's like, yeah, we gave it for you. And I typed down my number with tattoo, so I got it. And they were also so very very kind to add some extra colors in the background of it, because they asked me like, hey, would it be cool if I added some extra splash of color behind, like bleeding out? Like, yes, do it. So it got extra fancy for me as well. And I really appreciated it. Let's see. And I'm just gonna put down the window again to, get up the next window. Is fiance a nerdgy? What's a nerdgy? My fiance is cool. I'm the nerd. Let's see. Second day, I didn't take many pictures though. It was just like right. Second day is not over yet. Sorry. Before I get on the third day, after the tattoo and everything, and we have bonded with some artists, bought some more merch. Well, I bought merch. I was crazy, guys. I'm just gonna say it. I was crazy. My fiance is very kind. We went to town to dine with my friends from Afternoon Fika. My very dear friends, Lamb and Lynx. And it was so funny because as we got to the restaurant to dine together, They started laughing like, "Oh my God, Demma, we have to tell you this story. Like, I thought about you right away as this happened." I was like, "Oh, what is it?" And they told me that as they had come back to the hotel after they had closed for the evening and went to the hotel to, change the clothes and be ready for the restaurant dining with us, they had taken the elevator to their floor. And as they went to their floor, the doors didn't open. They were stuck inside the elevator. And they were like, Lamb were kind of about to panic. and But fortunately, Lynx just clicked the button back to the lobby and the door opened. Like, weirdly enough, the doors did open as they reached the lobby. But Lamb had apparently then just decided to run straight out of the elevator, straight to the stairs, and as she did, power walk to the stairs, she was like, "Just you wait until Demma hears about it. She will understand my panic." And I just laughed that they told me this. I was like, and Lynx was like, "Yeah, go ahead and tell Demma, our claustrophobic friend, about being stuck in an elevator happening for real." So I was like, I laughed about it. I was like, "Oh my God, I get the panic." And it was so funny because Lamb also told me like, "Oh, it was not just the whole like being stuck." And then she looked at her girlfriend Lynx. So like, it was also like you can't really hold yourself. Like I was just like, if you piss in the elevator, it's gonna smell like ammoniac in here. So it was just only like, "Oh my God, we're gonna get stuck here and you're gonna piss yourself and it's gonna smell in here." No. It's like, no. I just told Lam like, it's so funny how you overthink it in that direction, because I would probably do something similar in the same way when it comes to like the panic if I got stuck in an elevator. I will go ferociously feral panic mode. Because guys, like, I never been shy about this. I have claustrophobia, so elevators is a bit rough on me. And then they tell me this story, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I would die." Yeah. Oh God. Well, let's pop up the next weird picture. For some reason, they had this as a plushie stall. It was inside the main building, and I was like, I have to take a picture of these guys. I don't know what this is, but I will take a picture of these weirdos. It's like, why is Donkey here? Why is Shrek here? Why is the gingerbread man here? It was so random. But like I said, day 3, we started again with going vendor shopping, because also on day 3, I had to basically panic run to the duck stall again, because a friend of mine, the one I bought merch to, they had sent me a bunch of pictures and merch on various things. The only issue is that when you send me a bunch of things, I don't really write it down properly on the same thing. One thing might slip away. And of course they type like 7 in the morning and we woke up like 9 or something. And then I see this message like, "Did you get the pin for me, by the way?" And I'm like, fudge. God damn it. And I had to like bolt for it and go to the tent where the duck girl was. Fortunately, the pins was still there. They had not sold out yet, but they were close to selling out because this was like an interactive pin, which you guys will see later. But it was like, oh my God, I'm panicking. So I was just happy I managed to grab it in time before someone else bought it. So a little video here when we're walking down the road, just looking on all the people. It was so many people then, because on Saturday, the 3rd day, it was after all cosplay championship. Nordic Cosplay Championship was about to happen that day, so there was gonna be a big hall of people to watch the championship finale. And then the next picture here is just like a side I'm in. It was a person. I didn't buy anything from them, but I had bought stuff from them last year. Thing was that they had changed their name. I didn't know they had changed their name, so I couldn't I couldn't give them credits for the merch I had bought last year. So I was like, no, oh my God, where are they? Like, no. And then I saw this, I was like, wait a minute, that looks so familiar. So I took a picture to remember them. And then we also like at the artist area. Before we went back, let's go back a couple of pictures. Like before we went to this big main building, I was gonna say it in Swedish first. Before we went to the main building again and everything, I went on my last run in Artist Alley because a bunch of the last things we were gonna do was going to be at the main building area, and then we would like we would drive home at the evening because we stay from Thursday to Saturday, and then we drive home on the evening because it's only 3 hours, and Sunday morning is like it's no point staying Sunday morning because all like they close the convention like 10 or something, and it's like what's the point going in for an hour when everything is closed and just have like the finale show? It's like we didn't need that. And they also air the Nordic Cosplay Championship live on the TV, so you can see it from home. So we would have missed that anyways. It was all fine. So we went around down at Artist Alley again. I said bye to my old roommate and wished her well in her sales. Then we also went back to FIFA, and we bonded a bunch more again. We talked a lot, and one thing that I'm gonna get into detail later because she did something for me that I was so baffled and so happy because she was so cute. Well, I can just say it right now. I don't need to hold on that. She was super adorable because as we spoke, and I was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be my last run here, and then you won't see me anymore." I said, "Oh no, what really?" Like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. It's like we're gonna go home this later tonight, and so I'm doing the last run, and the shows are up at the main areas after, so it's like, oh yeah, it's fair." And then I told her, yeah, maybe we'll see you at Comic-Con in Stockholm. I hope. I want to go there, but it depends on my job, like I said. But I told her, like, we're definitely gonna see you next Närcon, and I'm gonna see her at Stockholm as well because I'm gonna help my friends there again. Yay! She's like, oh, cool. And then I also had promised her to send some art on DMs. So I had actually typed to her on Discord. But one thing that really melted me, my heart, I felt like it was so cute and so kind of them because as I was about to leave, they're like, oh, and how many pins have you bought from me now? I was like, oh, I bought all of these pins, but I don't have these pins. And she took one of the pins, her newest design, and gave it to me. Like, here you go. I'm like, what? What? I wanted to cry. I was like, no way, really? She's like, yeah, you take it. Like, it's okay. Like, here you go. I want you to have it. I'm like, oh my god. It was so cute. I was like, oh my god. I'm gonna send you the spiciest art later. She started laughing and like, I don't have a pin to give you here, but I can send you some stuff I made. She's like, yeah, I want to see all your spicy art. Come on. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna send it later. Have fun. I'm like, oh my god, I made a friend. I made a friend. And it was such an unexpected friend too, because I think she's so cool and she's so funny. I really like her energy. So it was really fun. And then we went back to the Sea House area and did a last run there as well with the shops there, because one of the things I also had as a like a mission from my sister, because her boyfriend wanted a Lucky Cat charm or a Majora's Mask charm, and it was the apparently for some reason this year, all the years I've seen those kind of themes of keychains and pins, but this year they were non-existent. I was like, how hard is it supposed to be to find a Majora's Mask pin or charm or a Lucky Cat? What is wrong? And in the end, conveniently enough, I had met Link's buddy because as I went to Lama Links at Autenvika to say bye to them as well before we did the last run. It was so funny because their friend had been inside there and greeting me with them. And then we went into another room, which apparently was her store, and she had Lucky Cat charms. Just conveniently enough, she had Lucky Cat charms. And we're like, oh my god, let's buy two. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so lucky. Like, what are the odds that she had them? So it was great. And then I also went to the, like, before we left the building, the main building, because we were going to a show today. Oh, well, today I say. On the third day, there was a show that I mentioned about, and I'm going to show some pics from that soon, and a video, or well, 2 videos. But I went to one of the friends of my friends of Nuvika, and it was so, like, I was so surprised because on the third day I was wearing a Gamersoft t-shirt with Rainho. And as I went to this vendor, she looked down on my t-shirt and she just rose up in like this big-eyed happy face, like, oh my god, Rain. And I looked at her, like my brain was kind of like brain rot for a second. I was like, huh? And then I like immediately read like, oh yeah, Rain her. Like, oh my god, you know about her? They're like, yeah, I love her. And we spoke I got to nerd about some VTuber stuff. It was so funny. We spoke some about Rain and Onigiri because they knew about them. They unfortunately didn't know about the porcelain. Alas, maybe one day we'll find a porcelain fan at the Närcon. But yeah, so it was fun. So I spoke some with her and bought some merch, and then I wished them well. And then we went on to one of the things I look forward to at the convention. And we're gonna skip to that. Which was, oh gosh, there were so many people this here. Gosh, I love reflective pictures, yay! But as I mentioned earlier in the stream, but for you who didn't know, Chromaya Lucian was having a live concert at Närcon. So I wanted to see them, and I got to see them. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to put on some sound now so you guys can hear her. Let's see here. This was a short clip. But she was so good. Like I said, I think they're very cute. They have a really good voice. Like, it was so fun. It was my first little VTuber concert to watch. It was so funny. And also it was so extra funny because behind us we had these like 4 or 5 guys in those kimonos and light rods, swinging their arms, cheering and chanting and everything. They were so hyped, and it was so funny to see that. Let's see. Then we also had another here. Like yeah, they were very good. They do a bunch of covers, but they also do some original as well that they post on YouTube. I do recommend them. Like I said, very talented. And then I took some pictures again on these guys. But yeah, and then, like I said, on the third day, like we had done the shows, we'd watched some more cosplay shows and looked on the game arcade area and had officially said bye to my friends. we took the car and drove home. And it was such a great convention. And when we came home and picked up our pup at my fiance's mom's place, she had behaved and she was so happy to see us. First, she did bark because she heard someone, coming. They were closing up. And then they saw it was us, and her eyes were so big and like, oh my god, it's Moom and Puppy. Like, yes, we're back. Gosh. And now I'm gonna do some haul show for you guys as well, by the way. So I'm just gonna restart the little window here. Go. But it was like amazing. It was such an amazing con. I loved it. We had so much fun. What's going on with my screen? Hold on. Okay. Let's see here. Boing. So, first of all, this plushie here, I bought it for a friend. I bought it for my buddy. She gonna get it. I'm gonna post it to her. I bought it for my friends afternoon fika. They had this like limited edition Sakura, Trevor, and Sully plushies, which they sell as a yearly thingy. I have them both myself, but I know my friend doesn't have this one, so I'm like, she gonna get that. You gotta get that. Let's see. Am I on the right folder? Yeah. And then we went on to. Why did I put it there? That's weird. Where did the picture go? Did I put it on day 2? No. It is there? Am I blind? Okay, yeah, I'm blind. I bought some gamer subs like I mentioned before. And again, a reminder from my European friends, if you go into Gameable, just type !Gameable here in chat to get to the website. You can use my code DEMOLIX for 10% off on your order to make a sweet deal. These are 2 flavors, like Blow Old Blast I tried many times and I love it. So of course I had a refill. Lean, that was new. We got to try it at the convention. And it was delicious. Very happy, very happy. And then it's so fun because here the next thing I'm gonna show you guys are oh my god, it goes well now. It was a pair of horns my partner bought for me. This is actually a very this person, she's incredibly popular. She's every year at this place, Vanity's Atelier. She's making horns by herself, by hand. She crafts these horn designs, and she got these with, ram horns, dragon horns. She got with jewelry on, flowers, everything. But we were just there looking, and my partner was like, hey, you should have some dragon horns. I'm like, should I? And then we saw these plain black ones, which actually fit me. Like, even my friends were like, oh my god, it looks so good on me. I'm like, does it? So, yep. I was actually wearing some con merch the entire con, which was my dragon horns, which was very fun. It's like, yay, I got horns. And then I also bought some enamel pins here. It was a duo I bought from them last year, but this year they had some duo pins that you could share with your partner or a friend, and of course we split these up between us. I really like the designs. And there's the flavors again. Oh, I have to showcase this, of course, because I have my horns placed on the child plushie meanwhile. It's great. It fits perfectly. It's like it's a dragon child now. And then we have one of my first charms I bought of Pauline. This person had 2 social names, 3 even. Oh, she even had Twitch. I had to look that up. So she got Twitch, Insta, Twitter, Etsy, and Big Cartel. They had very cute art and all, but the one that took my eye focus was, of course, Falling Best Girl. Oh, and here's from my friend. I bought the scrunchie, a shiny Umbreon scrunchie, because I have a Vaporeon. But this time I was like, yeah, let's buy the Umbreon, but shiny version. And then I bought her new stickers that she made as well. of course, an Umbrian and a Vaporeon. Because I love Vaporeon, my fiance loves Umbrian. Oh, and this person, they are like, I spoke with them a little, like their experience in crocheting. I can't don't judge my pronunciation. She did this all by herself, and she said like a lot of this when she makes is like a try and many errors. Like you just have to try and do them to see what works and what doesn't work. And she had done like capybaras, she'd done like couple keychains, bumblebees. She had done even a chicken with the angry eyes and a knife. And when you turn that one, I'm so sad I didn't take a picture. They're probably on the website, Dreams into Art. But as you turn them, they were caked up on the backside for some reason. It was so funny. And then this is a person I also bought this bunch of stuff last year from, Akara Swish. Very cute stuff as well. She has a lot of like ghost kitty themes and sakura flowers and other cute things. So, and this one was for like a big binder clip. So I was like, yeah, I need that for my binder thing because Jesus, they are falling out. Oh, this was also from my friend. I forgot to pat it in there. So I was like, God damn it, I forgot to add it in. And then I bought some stuff from my friend's afternoon. I have actually the lemon shark pin at home. I bought it at Dokumi from them. Well, before we went to Dokumi, I did a pre-buy at the office because I wanted it. But I bought some cactus, watermelon whale, and then the pins. Oh, well, charms. I bought charms because they're cute. Fairy Drop Art was there as well. She has these lovely little. She also have an Etsy and Redbubble for those who are interested. And she had this like new keychain charms, and she also had this like notepad thing that was very new. So of course I got that. I have the ink cap as a keychain, which I bought last year, but this now I could buy this pin as well because it was sold out last year. And here we have FIFA. These are two of her brand's new prints that she sold at the convention. The left one is very new. The right one is actually something she has for her book cover. She has her The Art of FIFA book, which I also has purchased from her a couple of years ago. And it's even signed, which I'm really happy for. But this one I was even more happy to see that, oh shit, it's a print! Yeah! I bought that. And oh, Vernil Art. She had so many cute things as well. And she also had like legit so many fun pins. She even had those where like there was the one like a label with flowers around, and inside it just said "get fucked." It's like, oh my gosh. And another one was a heart one that said like meh, and like just the funny pins and himbo pins and all that stuff. But one of the things they also had like critters, pin sets, and everything, and mini pins. But I learned about the new culture that exists apparently. As I wanted the dough here, as you can see, the dough pin. I was like, oh, I want that one. And they were like, ooh, the moon god. I was like, moon god? What? And then my fiance told me that there's apparently like this thing. Is what was called SCP, which is apparently like a special creature. No, what was it? Special containment procedure. That's what it's called. And there's like this list over 2,000 creatures, monsters. And I was like, what? I have never heard about this. How did I miss this? How did it go under my radar? So now I've been nerding down into this. And one of the things with this, like this deer god, is apparently it's an alien, but it's being kept contained. But for some reason, it can end the universe and everything. But apparently, it's so dumb that because it's contained, it thinks itself that it can't get out. I was like, oh my god, that sounds amazing. It sounded so weird. I was like, whoa, I learned something new today. It was just so funny. So that was like the day 2 haul. No, day 1 haul. Sorry. For day 2, it was a bit lighter. Like, I had bought a bunch of other things as well, but some of them I didn't get the chance to take a picture of because I gave them away to my friends right away or something, you know? I bought this tea towel from Birdie Tam. I love their stuff. I have a bunch of their ceramics. They do handmade ceramics themselves. It's so cool. Like pottery is such an art. Really impressive skills and arts. And I bought their tea towel. I wanted one which I actually have magnets of, which is like black cat do baking with cookies and everything. But unfortunately, I was too slow and I underestimated how popular towels would be. So they were sold out. But at least the tiger existed. So I was like, yay, I will take the tiger then. Oh, and here's the Mats artist. I bought two of them because it was a giant and a small one, as you can see. And then you also had like a little bookmark, which was cute. I bought them as well. Like I said, a very cute style. And this was from Smoofy. Smoofy. A lanyard. I haven't used this in like ages, but I want to separate my home key from work keys. So I could finally do that now. So like, oh, thank gosh, I can split them up. With little frogs, a little confetti and stars. Very colorful lanyard, to be honest. But it's like, it's fine. Because home is happy place. This one though, I'm sad over because this was very pretty art. And also hands down, this is my first like Miku Hatsune merch ever. But I actually loved the Ghost type collab thing they did, like the Ghost Pokemon Trainer Miku version that was created. And I saw the sticker, I was like, oh my god, it's so pretty. And the keychain, well, it's Tears of Kingdom merch. I love that as well. And it looks really good. But I think I legit, like, either they didn't have a postcard or I forgot to get the freaking postcard. I'm like, no, I will never find it. Like, I even used a Google search thing to try to find them, but I get other merch. So I don't think they even have posted this online, which made me sad. So I'm hoping they will do that later. Oh, more FIFA stickers. This is where I even told her that I am one of her Patreons on day 2. Because this Red Snake one, you get that if you're a patron a couple of months ago. And they were like, oh my god, are you one of my Patreons? I'm like, yeah. But I'm a bit like introverted, shy sometimes in the chat. Because sometimes, like, being in big group chats, I do like to chat. I do like to be social. But typing in a big group you feel like you sometimes get a little lost, when topic changes and everything, and people bonded like, where I stand in a corner, yes. But yeah, so I bought it again, and she even asked me like, oh, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I want another. She's like, oh my god, thank you. And then we went back to Vernal Art. I bought some stickers and I bought more pins. I got some culture stories from these guys as well. But fun thing with the crocodile, as you can see, as this is a very like so lucky, because as I went to Vernal Art, I saw that the crocodile was actually sold out. The pin was sold out. So I was like, oh no, like, oh well, at least the other exists. Like, so I took some stickers, and then I took the croco stickers. And we were like, oh yeah, we want these 2 pins and these stickers. Like, yeah, of course. And as we stood there, I looked at the empty space on the little pin shower. Like, man, it's unfortunate. I actually wanted the indestructible crocodile, the gator, as a pin, but I see it sold out. And as I said that, she gave me this big-eyed, weird look on me. Like, she looked shocked, like surprised. And I was like, do I have something on my face? Did I say something stupid? What's wrong? And then she raises her hand, like she's pinching something. She raises her hand up in the air. What is she holding? The pin of this guy. She had, as she was picking up our other pin, she said that she had literally just found this one at the bottom of the bag, which proved to be the last one. And she was like, oh, I actually have the last one here. I just found it. And I looked at her like, oh my god, I said. And she replied, you want it? I'm like, yes, please, if I can. She's like, sure. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I was so lucky. And it was so funny because I also like showed the sticker like, oh, I missed out on the pin, too bad. Oh, and it's like, I have it here. He's like, oh my god, give it to me. It was meant to be. Oh, and then we went to the duck one again because I had to buy the pin, which you will soon see. But I also bought a scrunchie. I bought a couple keychain, which is like you can play game. Like it was so funny. She said, like Melka, she was like, "Oh yeah, you can play games with this with your friend or a partner, and like you can toss them on the ground and see which one has the most HP and who wins." Because on this other side, it's low HP as you can see. And then here you have high HP, so it's like it's a little game. And then you have the magnet heart in the middle when they connect. So it's so funny. Oh, and here's the pin. My friend wanted behind the bush enamel pin. So that was a pin where you can slide it in and out from the behind the bush. Or if you lean the pin, it will slide out itself. So it was, like I said, it's a more reactive pin, not static to say. And of course I had to get one myself because it was funny. And I went to FIFA yet again on the same day and bought this pin print. Fun fact, the first two prints I showed you, I actually had pointed on the cat print to begin with. I didn't know about the book print until I had opened the bag and I saw that, oh, it's another print, but oh my god, that's pretty. So I had, for some reason, gotten the other print and the one I had pointed at, but I didn't mind because I loved them and I wanted them, so it was just funny. But I had to go back then again to be like, oh yeah, I wanted this too, by the way. Oh my god, thank you. Gosh. And then now we're going into the third day haul. And also a comment, when it comes to the hauls, I did buy as well for friends. But like said, since they sent me cash for the stuff and it was for themselves, I didn't take pictures on what they bought because it's not my haul. I bought another one of these because my sister also loves Legend of Zelda and she also especially loved Tears of Kingdom. So I was like, well, you get this. Because we had found the lucky cat charms after all. And then I bought a pair of socks because these were actually very funny. It's also birdie tam. But and then we actually bought one of her new dragon mugs. She had a bunch of dragon cups as well, but they were sold out already on day one even. I was like, oh my god. But this one was on 50% off, which was like €20 then. Why it was such a big chunk of percentage off was because it apparently had a minor crack at the bottom. But she said it was still like you can still contain like drinks in it or whatnot, or make a plenty of that. I was like, well, I want a tiny plant, and this is perfect. Then I can have a little dragon cup for my little plant. I bought it for that. Then I went past this little artist, Grass Mask Garden, and they had these tiny cute Pikachus. I was like, yeah, I want the Pikachus. It's a girl and a boy. Let's go. I went again to Mailcan. I forgot to add it into the picture. I bought a coaster for myself as well. And like I said, it says tears of my players in the cup. Oh, it's so fun. Oh, also, oh my god. And then I went to FIFA as the last run, like said. This was on the third day, so it was my last run. And I didn't realize this. These two stickers, I had not asked for them. She gave me two freebie stickers this time. So I was like, what? Because she gave me one freebie at the first purchase with the Skull Girl, and then there was no more of those, freebie stickers. But suddenly, when I came home, like on the third day, on the evening, and I was gonna shake my haul a little, I see these stickers, and my brain had to I had to retrack my memory, and I was like, I never asked for this. Wait a minute! That bastard gave me freebies! She gave me bonus freebies! How dare she! Oh, it was so cute. I was like, oh my god, I got 2 free stickers. But what made me extra than, like said, the pin that she gave me for free. Oh, it's so cute. I love it. Made with love, and it's like expired because she had a face where she did some mold art in focus thing, which was so fun, and I love it so much. And I love it. Like I have a sticker from my patron on this baked bread thing, and she had made a new pin design of this one. And I love it. And this was the one she gave it to me because she's like, "Oh, it's one of my newest pins. You get it." I was like, "Oh my god, are you sure?" So I like this is one of my. This has a very special memory for me now. Like it has a very special feel and all that, you know. Oh gosh, it was so cute of them. I need to get stuff which I can hand out to people too, which are cool. Oh, and this one. I bought like Dino Nuggies and stickers. And like these two above here are pins, Dino Buddies, and I'm gonna put one of them on the child because they have a little rainbow bow tie where I can attach things to it, and I'm definitely gonna add a Dino Nuggie on it. Or I can even make them hold it. Oh my god! Oh my gosh! The child will have their Dino Nuggie. Yeah, it was very cute, and I love the one without a head. They put on ketchup there. It's so funny. It's so funny. Nerds are so creative. Yeah. And then we also got, I went back to that person again. I bought Hattie and Skull pins to split for me and my partner. I was like, well, I can sacrifice myself and get the white one. I get it. It's so pretty. And then, oh, this was also cute. This was the geeky cat shop. I got a freebie sticker for my purchase. And then I bought a little pet scarf. So I also got like this free color, but I'm not gonna use it because the click here gets stuck. Like it's very broken. But it's like 10 kronor, Swedish kronor, like €1. Very cheap one, which is fair and fine because she handed them out with the purchases. Like, yeah, you can't just go and buy the most expensive colors to give away. So it was no problem. And I have a bunch of colors which I tried out at home to wrap one of them through here, and it worked fine. And oh, here's the artist which I gushed a little about Rain with, and I bought sticker sheets from her, 3 Pokemons and 1 fast food because they are adorable. They look so good. And the next one, this is a T-shirt. Just like I actually wanted one which was with a bunch of ravens with poisonous mushrooms on them, but they were sold out in my size. Like they just had XL, and it's like, yeah, of course you'll never be nice. Screw you. This is just a bait to beat people up like you, okay? But like they had a raven one with poisonous mushrooms, but they were sold out in, and which is fine because I saw them and it's like, yeah, I understand why it was sold out. But this girl sold so many fun random themes of pins and scarves and t-shirts. So I Yes was here. Yes was here is their name. Very cool stuff as well. Oh, and this is an artist. I regret I didn't buy something more from them because they had a very impressive style. Like I also love the stickers. I'm just here for the food and what's life without a few dragons, and I can agree on that. But this artist had really nice themes and pose and prints, and it's like I was thinking about considering a print, and then I didn't do it. I was like, no, you stupid! Why did you buy from her? It's like, I hope they have an online store. I can hope and cross fingers. I think I looked up their Instagram, but I think they didn't have anything really posted there. So I'm gonna have to dig more into that if they do have an online shop or not. Oh, and I went back to favorite drop art because I didn't realize that they had a tote bag. And it was with the knife mushroom. So you know what? I said, hell yeah. They actually have it now, a little knife mushroom, and I added actually the inky cap mushroom on the side of it as well. So I have 2 mushies on it. Gosh. But yeah, that was the things I got for myself from Närcon. So I'm gonna pop that down, and I'm gonna go back to my screen here now because I showed all the pictures that I had. There we go. Ta-da! Like I said, we got a bunch of stuff. Well, I got a bunch of stuff. And we had such a blast. We had such a fun time. It was very unique for sure this year, especially since like it was the first time in many years that just it was just me and my partner. Nobody else hanging with us. It felt weird, but it was also fine because we have fun together. It was just a good time, a really great time, and we made lots of new memories. We made new friends. Like surprised, I was so surprised about the new contacts I got and created. And my friends were so hyped, like, "Yeah, you made new friends! Yeah!" Like, "Yeah, I made friends. I am social, I swear." Oh god, like I do love to talk with people and hang and everything. But I am also, like I said before in a stream earlier, is that I can be a bit how to say, I can be guilty of being a bit picky because mainly of myself, because I wanna just ensure that I do give people the time if I'm gonna hang with them or chat with them. But it's also like it's no obligation to stick around people all the time. It's like, yeah, it's fair, it's fair. It's just like just feeling that you click with them, and also that you can how to say, respect each other's limits and so you don't push it too hard or everything. So yeah, gosh, but yeah, I'm so hyped. We already booked a hotel room for next year, Närcon and everything. It's just now you have to wait like a couple of months until they drop the tickets for the convention, of course. And next year, our friends will probably more definitely, like, highly chance that they are coming next year at least. They couldn't come this year mainly because of economic reasons and that they are forced to like work. So that was unfortunate, but also very a viable reason. It You can't really go to something and live on air and sleep in a bush somewhere. It's like that wouldn't work out. Next year. I even got like after the con, I got email from because they say they send out these surveys to all people who attended the convention, and they ask ratings of stuff, and then like a last thing was oh, is there something we could have done better, or like any like comments you want to do for the con. And well, I did for sure crack my fingers and whip out a very long essay almost. No, but it's like I wrote a very long text about things I think they could definitely improve, and also have like just basic information and structures when it comes to how they handle the queues. Because again, I didn't really understand why they didn't they split the queues to begin with, like they already had done, and it was just random. And some other issues as well, like for example with the artist Ollie, it was fun to see so many new faces, like more people being there at artist Ollie. But my friend told me that why they had so many more people and why they had opened up extra doors suddenly for this year and everything was mainly because of the system had apparently crashed because it was first come, first serve on the ticket purchase for tables. So when people went into the site and spam, to refresh and to buy the ticket, they sold more tickets than they actually had to people. So they had to kind of like poke away a bunch of artists, but some artists they still had to give tables to. So that's why some tables were super small and chunked together, or why there were some artists in various areas. It's like So I really cross my fingers that for next year, especially if more people are pushing for it, that they tell them that okay, it's time to open and expand the artist alley area much more, because I really enjoy that they gave more artists a chance to come and sell. Because I think at a con, one of the the most fun things to get is from artists who makes their own crafts and sell at the spot. Because these big corps who sells exhibitors, you can order from them online whenever you want. But the artists are like artists at the vendors, Artist Alley. They are unique little creative souls who you would love to support and get stuff from. And like there were so many creative things this year. So I really look forward to see more of those cool artists again. But like I said, I really cross my fingers they're gonna expand on the artist alley area for the sake of it, so they get more space and more variety and more room as well. That's also very important to give them more room so they can, have a table. Because again, Mailcan, she was a true soldier for having such a small table and just having that little like leather opening of a place to talk through when doing purchases. And it also looked so anonymous when she like when they packed the stuff behind the stall and you could see like two small hands come out with a packet through the little gap after you paid. Like, here you go, here's your merch. It's like, thanks. It looked so anonymous and so shady. Oh god. So I really like they wanna come back because they said they had a great time, which I'm so happy for because I definitely wanna see them come back. And just like many other artists as well. But I think they should start opening up more of the buildings because like I said, they rent an university area and they have way more buildings. And some of the buildings I seen are just closed and empty. So I'm like, would it hurt to just open a door over there and have more rooms and space? Like, I don't think so. Because also inviting more artists to cons also invites more interest from more guests. Because if a person comes there who might be known, oh, we love their art, and then people who love their art will also want to go to Närcon, and they will be at Närcon having fun and talk about Närcon and the good experience. Like it's just a chain effect of positive if you think about it, but they just don't do it. So I'm like, why? So yeah, fingers crossed. I like that, and I'm so happy that I also booked a hotel room already because they haven't announced a new they haven't announced a new date yet. But I can tell you that there's always the last date of July where they do post the date for Närcon. So the hotel room is already booked. And fun thing though, I was worried my friend hadn't managed to book a hotel room for herself. So I have booked two hotel rooms, one for me and my partner, and one for my friend. But yeah, they apparently managed to book a hotel room. But I'm like, maybe I should check with a friend who wants to go to Närcon if they want to take the second room then, because it's very cheap, the one I booked. But now that I looked on the website, the prices are up to very, very much more expensive than it should be. Because the when the traffic comes to the website, people searching the same things. They are just railing up the cost a lot. Of course, of course. They're like, oh hell no, don't tell us you're here. Gosh, but yeah, but that's like I said. I look forward to Närcon. I look forward to as well going to Dokumi. I am considering to go to a confusion that is in a city here. Um, they have they're in October, but we'll see. Yeah, it's good to be ahead when it comes to planning for con because suddenly it's there and boom. So I'm like, yeah, I just definitely want to be out there in time. And especially if it says like this year, next year's con, we're gonna be saving a lot of money because when we booked the hotel previous years, it's been like we had to pay 4K for the days we stay at the hotel. But for this next year, we just pay like barely 2K suddenly because we also had a giant discount, like a member discount. But we also managed to go and check the hotel way before. It's like, yeah, thank you. We appreciate the generosity. Welcome to the date. And yes, like legit. Fun fact: people had like many of my friends legit calls me a con mom because I'm the one who's keeping everything in care and checking everything. So like, what the fuck? So funny. It's also, ooh, that reminds me, like, when I spoke with FIFA at Närcon, when we spoke about some organizing, like organization things and everything, like we came into some random topics. She asked me if I was working at Närcon. I was like, oh no, I'm just like, I always come here yearly as a visitor. She's like, oh, because you give me this like energy of like you're so organized and like you've done this before, and, like you have really good ideas. And like, oh no, I'm just like, and then I told her about where I'm working and my position, and she's like, oh, that explains so much how why you're so well planned and organized. I'm like, yeah, it kind of runs in me like on auto, so and which I also take quite much. Like I always appreciate that. I give myself a pat on the shoulder to hear that I'm so organized and I can keep things in check and keep track of things and also take care of myself. Thank gosh, we would be sad if I didn't. Gosh, yeah. But yeah, that was my Närcon, and now me and my partner is down on our last vacation week. Ah, I like time haven't been fast. Like hands down, it always feels fast just because if you're down on the last days of your vacation. But when I look on it, it's like yeah, week's been slow and it's been nice. And I've been appreciating what we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of things this vacation. It's been many memories. Yeah, you have the same week like my partner and me, so sad. It's sad. But at least you go back to something that you know is that appreciates you this time at least. So clap hands for that. Which reminds us, Quack, we still need to book some teppanyaki to celebrate. We, my fiance even commented about it when we were at Närcon that we still need to book that. And they're like, yeah, we need to book that soon, or even do that when the contract goes into solid, you know. It's a pick or choose for whatever you feel for. But yeah, so one of the things, let's see, what was I gonna say? All right, so usually I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But because of that, this is my last week, and I've been quite booked now by family this last couple of days for some things to do. I want to focus on my family and see them and do these plans together. So I'm just gonna give a heads up that this week there won't be more streams, not on Wednesday or Thursday. So I will start streaming next week again when I'm back at my normal work times again, when I'm back working and out of vacation. Because hands down, I've been having vacation and I've been streaming on vacation, which is already like I've been doing vacation streams. It's like, I mean, taking a break when I should take a break doesn't hurt. But I've been having so much fun and yeah, of course, I understand that. But you will see Marlene again. You will see Marlene again. And you guys had a time together at least, you know? To see it like that. Yeah. Like I think it's very important to just relax the last vacation when I actually have vacation. Because it's gonna be quite some time now until we get vacation again, you know? So one should just enjoy the last time. I'm gonna do family plans. I'm gonna hang with my pupper and do some great plans with her as well. I'm gonna heal my tattoo. And I'm gonna see if I might be able to do a little arting as well. And also see if I can meet up with friends so they can get the arts gift that I got from them at Närcon here and there. Like, gosh, I always love to get a little gift here and there from my friendos when I'm at conventions, or even make them. Like, I actually came home to a package. Like, this is a thing I can tell. I've been experimenting with doing acrylic keychains. I did one for myself of my pupper, and it came out so pretty. It's a bit larger than I expected it to be, but I'm happy with it. But because of the experimentation, there might be that I might look into the future to make some keychain orders. Depending on, it would be fun to sell some fan merch of like original merch or fan art merch. But I also know that for that you need to build up your audience a little bit more, at least on this site. But if people have the interest, that would be fun. And I'm gonna, like I said, experiment with some things that could be fun and cute. Because I also have that next year there might be a plan for me to go and do my first vendoring at a convention in my city. Because it's a small convention, it's close to home, and that would be the perfect opportunity to just try out vendoring on my own. Because I've done it now at Dokumi. Even though I was a helper for my friends, they said it themselves, like, holy moly, you're doing amazing, like, you're really great at it. I was like, yeah, I think I can do this. It's just about, doing it. And well, Quack, I mean, you as my friend, you're welcome to ask me if you have something in mind. It's just that I have to, calculate how to price it. Because there's the art making, if it's custom made, it's the art making time. Then it's the order of the charm and how it's gonna be, and also, the shipping cost. So, well, I mean, I have an extra room. It's only for one person, though, if you want to go and try out for Närcon. But I did read that you can ask the hotel room to up, +1 the room if you want to have another person sleeping there. So, I mean, you could always look into it if you're interested in Närcon. That would be like a little shiny one would have been funny if it could be a flashlight, but I think that's kind of high tech. I can say like this: if you're new to merch making, the like my friends actually showed me this little stairway of like levels when it comes to merch making, and I know that stickers and prints are level 1 in merch making. It's simple, it's not taking too much space and all. Level 2 merch making, that is when you start expanding to like keychains and pins. Level 3, which is more of an intermediate level, is when you are going so far that you can start making plushies and other advanced things because you built up, the audience for it. So that's why it's very important. If you're gonna make merch, you have to first of all think what you're gonna do, and if it's worth to do it, and how you price it, etc., etc. Because especially like one of the best things you can do is doing a pre-order. My friends do that for their plushies, for example, on Afternoon Fika. By the way, they have right now a pre-order on lemon, shark, and watermelon whales plushies. So go and click them up, because you won't regret it. And but like I said, they have pre-orders because that makes it so they don't, over order on an item, which will end up in being not sold out, and then you have a bunch of stacked up items at home that you can't get rid of. So if you're a small artist, you could, like, if you want to try out keychain making, you could always do a pre-order post. Like, you could always order one sample for yourself, and then you can put a post like, hey, I'm doing a pre-order, order thing. You can sign up here, and you buy through Etsy or something, or Coffee. Coffee is very good as well to use. So I'm considering that maybe, like, I do want to make some merch of my little noodle here, my anglerfish mermaid VTuber here. I'm hoping she will strike some hearts eventually, strike some interest here and there, because I love my little girl. I love my little monster girls. I do want to draw some more monster girls, hands down. I do have some ideas, and I'm definitely gonna try and experiment more with that, and other fan arts, etc., etc. But guys, I think I'm gonna end my stream here. It's been absolutely fun and amazing. It's been so fun to see you guys pop in here. I always appreciate that you choose to come in here and hang in my little pool and just chill and throw a splash here and there. And all of you guys have been very generous, just hanging, chatting, lurking, and even opening your treasure chest and tossing gold coins here and there for me. Like, holy moly, I feel honored that you even consider that. Like, I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it, and it's so kind of you guys. I really, really liked it. I really appreciate it. And for this, now I think, let's see here. We're gonna, like I said, end the stream here. And I can send you somewhere. Where do I want to send you? Let's see here. I'm just gonna have to. I have to grab my raid message. Hold on, I did a new one. Where is it? I do know I did a new one. Okay, so I have a raid message. I'm gonna show you that soon. It's a new one. I changed it up a little. I'm just gonna type in who I want. I'm gonna. This person is a smaller streamer. I think it's fun to show some love to other small streamers. I'm a small streamer. They're a small streamer. We're gonna go and raid Scarifay, who's doing some chatting right now. And this is my raid message. Surfing with the wave, anglerfish raid. Just type that one time in the chat though, please. You know, don't be overwhelming. Don't spam it. Because it's the first time I'm raiding them. I've been peeking a little at them time to time. They seem cool. And like I said, I just want to say once again, thank you so kindly, guys, for today. And I hope you're going to continue enjoying your entire rest of the week and your Monday evening. And like I said, I will be back streaming next Monday, and then we'll be back on Art Monday. And on Art Monday, I will, of course, also announce the rest of the week streams will be a game title or two. So, like I said, just to pop in there, I'm gonna stream roughly again 8 p.m. Central European time on Monday for some art. Thank you so kindly, guys. I hope you enjoy your day, your week, and weekend.